So this question is coming from May June 20, paper 3, variant 3, and this is the 10th question of the paper. We are given a tank that is in the form of a hemisphere, and we are also mentioned that A is the lowest point on the hemisphere, and the radius of this tank is R. The depth of the water at a given time is given as H, and they also mentioned that initially, that is at t is equal to 0, tank is full. So of course it's full of water. Everything is full of water initially, and the depth of the water is R. Okay, so initially H is equal to R. That is what they are trying to say at t is equal to 0. At this instant, when the water was full inside the container, at this instant the tap is opened and the water begins to flow out. So volume is coming out of the water. I mean, what am I saying? The volume of the water is coming out of the tank, right? So at this instant, water begins to flow out at a rate proportional to square root of h. So I know that dv dt is going to be proportional to minus square root of h. The rate of change of volume is proportional to the square root of h. Why there is a negative sign? To show that the water is flowing outside of the tank. The tank becomes empty at t is equal to 14. So at t is equal to 14, h is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, h is equal to r. This information is given. And along with that, this information is also given to us. Now the volume of the water in the tank is V when the depth is h. So for any given h, volume is given with respect to this formula, where r is the radius of this hemisphere tank. In part, we are supposed to show that h and t variables satisfies this differential equation where b is a positive constant. So this kind of problems we have solved a lot in AS level when we dealt with the rates of kinetic change. So I hope you are remembering those concepts, and let us try to do the first part. I need to prove the equation for dH dt. So I'll keep dH dt as the subject. dH is on the top, dt is on the bottom, and the common term that we are having over here is the volume, because I know what is dV dt, and from here I can also find dV dH. So I can say that dV is that common term that I'm looking forward to. So I know what is my dV dt. It is simply dV dt is equal to, let me not write this d. This d is a different meaning in mathematics. I'll call it as this d and this d. So yeah, dV dt is equals to minus k square root of h, where k is the constant of proportionality. So I hope that you've got the idea from this equation. I've got this one. And I'm also given v is equal to this. R is of course a constant because it's a radius of the tank, and the radius of the tank is always constant. So we can differentiate v with respect to h. R is not a variable, so it's not a problem. So what I can do is I can simply go ahead and say that what is my dv dh? It will be, first of all, my v is equals to 3 and 3 gets cancelled out. So it is pi r h square minus 1 by 3 pi h cube. Okay. So if I find my dv dh, it will become 2 pi rh. Remember, r is a constant, not a variable. So you treat this as some kind of a number basically. And then over here, it will become 3 and 3 gets cancelled out if I bring this down during differentiation, and I'll be left with pi h square. So this is my dv dh, and dv dt is this. Now I can simply plug it into this equation to finally find my dh dt over here. So my dh dt is equal to, what is dh dv? It is simply 1 over this. This is dv dh. So to get dh dv, you just need to reciprocal this. So 1 over 2 pi rh minus pi h square, and multiply this dv dt. So dv dt is minus k times square root of h. I know that there is nothing in terms of h in the numerator, so I can transfer this directly in the denominator. This is same, by the way, as writing minus k to the power of, k h to the power of half. If I shift it downwards, it will become h to the power of minus half. Now, there is also no pi involved over here. So I can transfer this k and pi, which are the constants. I can just take it out as a common and call it b. So I just call over here that my b will be equal to k over pi. So in this case, my equation will become dh dt, and there is a minus sign outside, so minus b. Now 2 pi, pi is gone, so 2rh multiplied by h to the power of minus half. What is h times h to the power of minus half? It is half, h to the power of half, and along with that, h to the power of 2 multiplied with h to the power of minus half is what? It will become 2 minus half, which is going to become 3 by 2. This is just the extra work that I'm doing over here to show my working, that how did I get to the final conclusion over here. So 2 into r into h to the power of half. Wait, yeah. So 2 into r h to the power of half. Let me see if this is what they had. Yeah, so it means that we are almost done. Minus, now this will be multiplied with this, and we'll get h to the power of 3 by 2 as we wanted. So that is how we are saying that we are done with this first part of this question. We got this b, which is k over pi, and in the denominator we are exactly having the same things as we wanted, and minus sign is also outside. Now for the second part, solve the differential equation and obtain an expression for t in terms of h and r. So we are going to get t is equal to something in terms of h. Let me fix my tablet. H and r. So that is how it's going to look like. For this, I will require some good space. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video over here, clean my screen, and then come back. All right, so the screen is clear now. We can try to solve this equation. This is the derivative term. So the denominator goes to the other side. H term goes to the left side. H will be on the left, T will be on the right. So it will become 2 times RH to the power of half minus H to the power of 3 over 2 dH is equal to minus B dt. Now I can integrate on both the sides. So on the left side, don't forget R is a constant, not a variable. So we can easily integrate this. So this will become RH to the power of what is half plus 1, it is 3 by 2. So this 3 and the 2 over here goes on the top. So 2 times this 2 that is already present will become 4. So this is going to become 4 by 3 RH to the power of 3 by 2. And then this is going to become H to the power of what is 3 over 2 plus 1. It is going to become 5 over 2. So over 5 over 2. This 2 goes on the top. So this becomes this, and on the right hand side, you are having minus b as a constant, and the integration of 1 dt is of course t, and then plus c. Now to find c and also b, we need to require, we need to have the equations that are written over here, but I think that also got cleared up by pressing the, undo. But anyways, we know that at t is equal to 0, h is equal to r, and then at t is equal to 14, the tank was empty, so h equal to 0. These are the equations that I was talking about. So let us substitute t is equal to 0, h is equal to r. So in that case, what will we get? So if my h becomes r, so this will become 4 over 3 r to the power of 1 plus 3 by 2, which is 5 by 2, minus this will become 2 over 5, and then r to the power of 5 by 2. The value of t was 0, so this is equal to c. So if I simplify this, I'll get c is equal to what? 4 over 3 minus 2 over 5, that comes out as 14 over 15. So this is 14 over 15 r to the power of 5 over 2. So this is the value of the c that I've got. And now I am going to substitute t is equal to 14. Let me write it properly. T is equal to 14 when h was equal to 0. So in that case, we'll get the value for b. So if h is equal to 0, of course, this and this gets cancelled out. And t is equal to 14. So I'll get minus 14b plus c is equal to 0. So if c goes on the other side, it will become minus 14 over 15 r to the power of 5 over 2. This 14 goes away, minus minus goes away. From here we got b is equal to 1 by 15 r to the power of 5 by 2. Now the next step is to simply substitute b and c in terms of r over here and make t the subject of formula. So it's going to be like this. Minus b times t, so minus 1 over 15 r to the power of 5 by 2 multiplied by t is equal to, I'm going to shift c on the left hand side. So it is going to become 4 by 3 r h to the power of 3 by 2 minus 2 over 5 h to the power of 5 by 2, and then this will become minus 14 over 15 r to the power of 5 by 2. And if I have to make t the subject of formula, I need to multiply both the sides with minus 15 over r to the power of 5 by 2. Okay, so I'll just need my calc over here. So the negative terms will become positive and the positive term will become negative. So let me start with this term. If I multiply this term with negative 15 over r to the power of 5 by 2, what do I get? 15 and 15 will get cancelled out. The minus and minus and will get cancelled out. R to the power of 5 by 2, r to the power of 5 by 2 will get cancelled out. You will be left with only 14. Okay. So the first term that you will be having over here is 14. So t is equal to 14. Now let's talk about this term. So of course it will become positive because minus and minus sign will get cancelled out. Then you are having 2 by 5 and then you are multiplying this with 15 over r to the power of 5 by 2. You also have h to the power of 5 by 2. So this will simplify to what? 5 3s are 15, so it will become 6. So if I write it properly over here, it will become 6 and then h over r to the power of 5 by 2 because both of them are having the common power. And now let's simplify the last term. So we are having 4 over 3 into, of course, there will be a negative sign this time, and then 15 divided by r to the power of 5 by 2, h to the power of 3 by 2, and r is also present. So now what is r to the power of 1 divided by r to the power of 5 by 2? What is 1 minus 5 by 2? It will become 2 minus 5, which is minus 3 by 2. So r will be staying in the denominator with 3 by 2 as the power. Why in the denominator? Because the power is negative. Okay, you are having r to the power of 1 minus 5 by 2, which is coming as r to the power of minus 3 by 2, which is same as writing 1 by r to the power of 3 by 2. So I hope this is making some kind of a sense to you. So after this simplification, we are done. So 3 times 5 is 15. 3 5s are 15. 4 times 5 is 20. So you are having 20 times h over r to the power of 3 by 2 because both of them are having 3 by 2 as the power. So yes, we are done over here. So finally, we will have 20 h over r to the power of 3 by 2. So I know that by simplifying it takes quite some time, but it's fine. If you are able to get to this step pretty quickly, then spending some time so that you are not doing any kind of silly mistake is doable. So yeah, that's how we are done with this particular question.